There may not be a more popular champion crowned in 2024 than Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who scored an emphatic 8th-round knockout against Rolly Romero, a fighter many people love to dislike.
Walk down, Romero again launches the right hand, left hook, Romero takes the shot, still standing, referee intervenes!
Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins laughed as Rolly Romero got knocked out by Isaac Cruz in the 8th round of their fight. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. reacted to Isaac Cruz's knockout victory over Rolly Romero.
I think Pitbull is ready to beat Tank, you know? Tank. I think Pitbull is better now than before, you know? When he fought Tank, I think it's like the first fight for Pitbull. So now I see Pitbull is one of the best fighters. I think he's the best fighter in Mexico.
Danny Garcia commented on the fight where the referee stepped in to possibly save Romero's career by stopping the match.
I think it more like changes his style, you know, like he's too wild. Like every fighter can predict what Rolly brings to the table when he fights. So need to change something, you know, because
no retirement for Rolly. Keep fighting.
Oh wow, you know, somebody lost, somebody wins, so need to come back.
Yeah.
Jim Lampley discussed Isaac Cruz's impressive victory over Rolly Romero, praising Cruz's aggressive fighting style.
Fight. That was a bar.
Did Rolly come back from that, Johnny?
Huh? I think
he come back from that.
He took a beating a little bit at that. He took a little beating, but I think they stopped in time, so they kind of saved his career.
What about a rematch?
But that was a group, like people was taking big hits, fighting down, like.
Who's Jacob Pitbull? Should he run it back with Tank?
I would love to see that, yeah. Yeah, that's the first thing I said. I'll do it.
Abner Maris shared a heartfelt message for Rolly Romero after his knockout loss to Isaac Cruz Jr.
That was a resolute, go forward, I'm going to destroy you performance. It was done with arrogance and seeming malice. He's vicious the way he attacks the opponent. He lands big shots. He goes in the only direction that Mexican fans want to see him go in. Potentially a tremendous audience attraction.
Regarding Gervonta Davis, Ellerbe mentioned rumors of a possible fight with Frank Martin, but didn't confirm any details.
Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. It's packed with a lot of opponents for Pitbull Cruz. Do you favor him against some of those, or if not all of them?
None.
You don't favor him against
No,
none?
I don't favor him against. Every single person you mentioned is a sophisticated boxer.
Yeah.
Okay? Give me the list again.
Ryan Garcia.
I favor him against Ryan Garcia. I'm sorry.
You think he'd beat Ryan Garcia?
I think he would beat. I think he would scare Ryan Garcia just the same way he scared Rolly Romero.
Wow, okay. Teofimo Lopez.
Hard choice. Teofimo's got a lot of skill, and Teofimo is beating top guys. So, hard choice.
Devin Haney.
Too good a boxer. No way in my view. I could be wrong, but no way in my view that Pitbull bothers Devin Haney.
Shakur Stevenson.
Same thing.
Kenny Porter stressed that Romero must rebuild himself after his loss, suggesting he fight mid-level opponents to regain confidence.
I don't feel bad for Rolly. I mean, people, you know, might know him outside the ring. He's a good person. He's a good kid. He talks a lot, though. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of people dislike him because of that, the persona that he is, and it's sad. You know, at the end, I'm against, interviewing fighters after they get knocked out.
Thank you.
Because they're not all there. They're like, they just got knocked out and, they got so much on their mind. So when they interviewed Rolly Romero, he said,
why was that?
Happy Easter, and it wasn't making sense, unfortunately. I wish him the best.
Was the producer that said that? Because that's just...
Sanchez also talked about Errol Spence's future fights and gave advice to fighters dealing with losses.
Good fight. Very, very good fight for the fans. Rolly came up short tonight. Congratulations to Pitbull and his team. They fought a very good fight. No, Rolly didn't overestimate him. And this is boxing. Happens. This is boxing. He didn't overestimate him. He was in phenomenal shape. He did some good things in the fight. He was boxing. He just kind of got away from that. But this happens. I'm proud of Rolly. He went in there and gave it his all. He came up short tonight. It happens. This is part of the sport.
Additionally, Sanchez compared Isaac Cruz to Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing Canelo's superior skills.
Leonard, what are these rumors that we're hearing about that possibly Gervonta coming back in the summer, maybe June 15 in Houston, Texas? Are those rumors a little bit true about facing, obviously, Frank Martin? Are we going to hear that soon?
Again, Tank Davis, I'm saying the same thing. Tank Davis will let you guys know when he's fighting, who he's fighting, and where he's fighting.
Before the fight, many saw it as a 50-50 matchup. Rolly Romero was very confident and even promised a knockout at the weigh-in, telling everyone to watch because it would be an explosive fight.
Pitbull is somebody's, most of those guys at 140 is not going to want to mess with. He is definitely a guy that you want to think twice about before you say, yeah, let's sign that contract. Rolly, on the other hand, he needs probably to take a few steps back and fight some mid-level fighters to get himself back to that status. Because as I was saying to somebody earlier, if you recall, Rolly was only like 15 fights in or something, and Tank and Floyd's contract was ending, and Floyd knew that. So Floyd made a business decision, which was to put Tank and Rolly in the ring together. And at that time, Rolly wasn't ready for that type of competition, right? And he didn't fare well against Tank. But it allowed him to be seen and heard, so now he's getting other fights. But that, just talking about it, don't mean you're ready for those kind of fights. And as we see what happens now when he steps in there with that level of competition again, he's not fair.
Not only was Romero confident, but he was also cocky and played mental games with Pitbull Cruz. At the press conference, Romero wore a Chihuahua chain to mock Cruz, who is often compared to the aggressive Pitbull breed.
I was told, congratulations to Isaac. Congratulations to Fundora. Yeah. Congratulations to Sergey.
You know Fundora very well.
Yeah, he was in my gym, and so was Sergey. So Sergey done real well. I'm happy for them.
It was Errol Spence that actually got into the ring and called out Fundora. That might actually be the fight that's next. Do you like that style?
No, I don't think Errol deserves it yet. He's got to fight a fight before. He's the first fighter at 154. Why should he get the shot when the other guys have been struggling to get to that point?
I was speaking to Chavez Jr. and he said that he thinks that's the best Mexican fighter at this moment. What do you think? I know
that's a child. Man. Canelo's the best fighter in the world right now.
Canelo's the best fighter?
Of course. Look at his resume. So he beats one guy and he's the best fighter in the world. Come on. Canelo's the best Mexican fighter in the world right now.
Rolly wouldn't match up with the resume Canelo has? A win over Rolly?
You mean Isaac?
Yeah, Isaac Cruz, yeah. Give him the win over.
This is the first really good fight that he's won against a good opponent. I mean, did he lose against Gervonta Davis?
Yeah, close fight, but he gave a good performance.
Yeah, I think that, although I think we beat him twice, I think Canelo's the best fighter in the world.
Ryan Cruz talked about his strong chin, saying no one could knock him out even with a powerful punch. When asked about this, his opponent replied, "We shall see." Cruz also commented on his opponent's fundamentals, joking, "His fundamentals? He moves this way, gets punched in the face, moves that way, gets punched in the face, boom, boom, boom. Those are his fundamentals." He made it clear that he wasn't worried about his opponent's high guard, saying, "It's not that he tucks his chin, it's that he has no neck."
No, creo que demostré que más vale que respeten a un pitbull porque el que lo llame Chihuahua, aquí se va a ver reflejado cómo va a terminar como Rolando en esta noche y bueno, la cadena nada más se quedó en puro hablar.
Well, I showed you that you better respect the Pitbull because if you disrespect him and call him a Chihuahua, then you saw how Rolly Romero ended up tonight. And the chain, well, it ended up as being just stuck. I don't have it.
39.5 pounds, 139.5 pounds.
You guys gonna see. I mean, tomorrow he's getting knocked out, and that's that. I mean, I've said that a million times, so I don't really gotta say anything else. The fight's tomorrow. Y'all tune in. It's an explosive fight.
Rolly Romero's promoter and Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellerbe believed that Cruz was not a power puncher. He pointed out Pitbull's fight with Gervonta Davis and said the only reason Cruz lasted 12 rounds was that Davis fought with an injured hand. Ellerbe stated, He's not a puncher. Who has he knocked out? The only reason he doesn't have a KO loss is because Tank fought him with one hand. Ellerbe also believed that Cruz's biggest strength, his aggression, could become his biggest weakness. He said, "We know Pitbull is going to attack, and that will play right into Romero's hands. I think Romero will win, and I think he'll win big. He'll clip him early, and I wouldn't be surprised at all." Bullet Cromwell also favored Romero before the fight, believing his movement would trouble Cruz. He thought Cruz was one-dimensional and predicted a knockout win for Romero. Cromwell stated, "Romero's style is trickier than Cruz's. We know Romero's awkward movements. Pitbull isn't a jabber. He has to close the distance. If his trainers change his style, it'll ruin him. He should stick to what Bullet has taught him, and he'll succeed. I'm not saying Pitbull is bad, but Romero has more skills and much more power. I expect him to knock Cruz out." Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez highlighted Romero's back injury and believed it could be a major factor in the fight, giving Cruz an advantage.
Knockout?
What round?
30 seconds. Maybe 40 seconds.
Other people would beg to differ. Is that you trolling, or is that how you truly feel?
You know I always speak my mind.
Yeah, you do. You do. I love that about you.
This right here is my good luck charm. It's Chihuahua Cruz.
So it is Chihuahua Cruz. Let's go ahead and take a look at that with our camera. Isaac, how do you respond to that? He's wearing a chain calling you a Chihuahua, and he's wearing you on his neck.
Está bien, voy a hacer la pesadilla.
Te lo regalo después de la pelea si tú quieres.
I'm gonna give it to you after
te hace falta más a ti para que me recuerdes.
Yo no te puedo regalar la fama, pues te regalo esto después.
Al contrario, te voy a regalar yo más fama que la que tienes.
I can give you the belt, but I can give you the chain if you want after the fight.
Rolly, Cruz was talking up his chin, basically saying, like, there's no way you could knock him out, even if you land with power. What's your response to that?
We shall see.
He was also talking up his fundamentals being a big strength for him in this fight.
His fundamentals. Oh, this is fundamentals. He goes this way, gets punched in the face. He goes this way, gets punched in the face. He goes boom, 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 boom. Those are his fundamentals. And ain't nobody gonna take my opinion off of that one.
So are you underestimating all his high guard and that he tucks his chin real well? As basic as it is, that it's a little harder to hit than it looks.
No, it's not that he tucks his chin. He just has no neck.
Ray Flores also backed Pitbull to win, but he predicted a tough fight. Ray said, "There's a picture of Isaac Cruz circulating online where he looks in the best shape of his life. This suggests that Cruz will fight at a fast pace and keep the pressure on Romero for 12 rounds. If it goes the distance, it'll be tough to predict the winner, but one thing is certain, Cruz will be aggressive all night." Kevin Cunningham also believed that if Romero didn't catch Pitbull early, he'd be in trouble. Cunningham thought Cruz's pressure would overwhelm Romero and picked Cruz to win by late stoppage. Kevin stated, "I think Pitbull will edge Romero out, maybe even stop him late. He'll throw a lot of punches, and if Romero doesn't control distance or land something to slow Cruz down, he'll be in serious trouble." However, Jeff Mayweather believed Romero had the advantage because he had more experience fighting at 140 pounds. He stated, "I slightly lean toward Romero. He has experience at this weight, and he's used to fighting bigger guys. He's probably stronger at this weight than Pitbull." Meanwhile, Calvin Ford believed Romero would have a tough time stopping Cruz. Ford said, "I'm going with Pitbull on this one. He doesn't have to change anything. Just go in there and fight. But Romero has to adjust a lot if he wants to keep Cruz off him." However, Bowie Andis warned people not to underestimate Romero, believing the fight would be very competitive.
Rolando Romero is coming off a really bad back injury, and he has a lot of problems there. You guys probably didn't know about that, huh? Well, I did. I know a lot of it's time to expose everybody. So, my whole thing is that, he got a lot of back problems, a lot of neck problems. Maybe Pitbull could take advantage of that when they face each other. Whoever did the banner, though, it should just be Romero versus Cruz. I don't think it should be called Rolly versus Pitbull. It doesn't make sense, but hey, I'm not on that side. We're on this side over here. So, I wish nothing but the best for these guys. Everyone's coming to 140 for a reason because Teofimo X'd out the big king, the big guy. That was Josh Taylor. Now everybody want to come to 140.
I think this is going to be a good fight, man. I think it'll be a good fight. They count Rolly out, but I'm not counting Rolly out. Rolly's a puncher, you know what I mean? And not only that, Pitbull's coming, and it's who gets you who first. You know what I mean? Everybody think Pitbull will run over him. I don't see that. I don't see that, man. I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Greg Hackett believed that Romero's trash talk had made Isaac Cruz extremely motivated for a knockout. He predicted that Cruz would come out aggressively and end the fight early. Hackett said, "This won't be a jab match or a scoring match. It'll be a war. Romero has disrespected Pitbull enough to make him crazy. Sure, Romero could knock Cruz out, but I think it'll be the other way around. I think we'll see a wild fight from the first minute, and by the 4th round, Romero will be knocked out." If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out more videos on our channel.